Good afternoon students, welcome back to online crash course maths class. So in the last class we have started with the complex numbers and we have solved a few objective questions on complex numbers. So in today's class let us continue with the next question. The argument of the complex number I by 2 minus 2 by I, and the four options are pi by 4, 3 pi by 4, pi by 12 and pi by 2. So let us write the given complex number z, which is equals to I by 2 then minus 2 by I. So we should not have I term in the denominator. So what I will do is I will multiply and divide by I now. Then simplify this further. This is equals to I by 2. Then so here I into I will be I square. What is the value of I square? It is minus 1. So minus by minus it becomes plus. Overall we get 2i. Now take up the LCM. 2 into 2i will be 4i. 4i plus I will be 5i. Overall we have 5 by 2i. 5 by 2i, or this can be written as 0 plus 5 by 2i. Now we will have to find the argument of this particular complex number. So argument arg z, which is equals to, what is the formula? Tan inverse y by x. So this is equals to tan inverse, what is y here? Y is x plus iy form. So y will be 5 by 2 then divided by 0. This is going to be infinity now. Tan inverse infinity. That means for which angle we get the infinity? It is pi by 2. Pi by 2. Option 4 is the correct answer. Well, question number 12, it is if a plus ib, which is equals to c plus id, then the four options are a square plus c square equal to 0, b square plus c square equal to 0, b square plus d square equal to 0, and the last option a square plus b square equal to c square plus d square. So what I will do is I will take modulus on both the sides. What do we get here? Mod a plus ib, which is equals to mod c plus id. Now what is the modulus? It will be square root of a square plus b square, square of the real part plus square of the imaginary part. Then similarly this is equals to square root of c square plus d square. So now square on both the sides so that square and roots will be eliminated. This implies we get a square plus b square, which is equals to c square plus d square. So this is the required answer. Check all the four options now. Option 4 is the correct answer. Well, question number 13, it is the value of 1 plus I square plus I to the power 4 plus I to the power 6 plus so on plus I to the power 2n is, and the four options are positive, negative, 0, cannot be determined. So let us take up the given question here. 1 plus I square plus I to the power 4 plus I to the power 6 plus so on plus I to the power 2n. So 1 I will be rating it as it is, then I square value will be minus 1 plus I to the power 4 value it is plus 1, and then so here I to the power 6 value it is again minus 1 plus so on plus I to the power 2n. So here plus 1 minus 1 get cancels, plus 1 minus 1 get cancels, and we are left out with this particular term. So we don't know the value of I to the power 2n because n is unknown here. So that is why the answer is going to be cannot be determined. It is cannot be determined. Well, question number 14, it is for all complex numbers z of the form 1 plus I alpha, where alpha belongs to real numbers, and then if z square, which is equals to x plus iy, then we have to find the condition. So here z is nothing but 1 plus I alpha, and here it has been given z square equal to x plus iy. So what is z now? It is 1 plus I alpha, and let us consider this condition now, and z square which is equals to x plus I y. Now in place of z I can substitute 1 plus I alpha, 1 plus I alpha the whole square, this is equals to x plus iy. Now expand this now, so it is 1 square, it will be 1, then b square, I square alpha square, I square value it is minus 1, so we get minus alpha square plus 2 alpha I, this is equals to x plus iy. Now equate the corresponding real parts and the imaginary part. 1 minus alpha square is the real part, here x is the real part, and here 2 alpha is an imaginary part, and here y is an imaginary part. So what do we have now? X which is equals to 1 minus alpha square, and y which is equals to 2 alpha, y which is equals to 2 alpha, and then y by 2 will be alpha. So now here in this equation replace alpha by y by 2. Overall what do we get now? X which is equals to 1 minus alpha square means we get y square by 4. Now take up the LCM. 4 will be multiplied with 1. At the same time I will be taking 4 to the left hand side. So overall we get 4x which is equals to 4 minus y square. Now overall it can be written as y square plus 4x minus 4 which is equals to 0. So this is the required condition. Verify the options now. Option 2 is the correct answer. Question number 15, it is, if z which is equals to 2 minus I divided by I, then so real part of z square plus imaginary part of z square, we will have to find this particular sum. So observe the term here, we have z square, that means we will have to square on both the sides. So I will take the given condition, z square which is equals to, I am squaring on both the sides. So here we will have to square to the numerator and we have to square the denominator. If we square we get in the form of a minus b the whole square. So 4 then plus I square then minus 2ab, it will be 4i divided by I square value it is minus 1. So now z square which is equals to, so I square value will be minus 1 now, 4 minus 1 it will be 3 minus 4i divided by minus 1. So here overall we get z square which is equals to minus 3 plus 4i. Now take up the given condition, therefore real part of z square plus imaginary part of z square, this is equals to, so what is the real part? It is minus 3. So minus 3 plus the imaginary part, it is 4. So overall 4 minus 3 it will be 1. So check the options now. Option 1 is the correct answer. Well, the question number 16, it is, the smallest positive integer n for which 1 plus I to the power 2n which is equals to 1 minus I to the power 2n is. That means for what value of n we get LHS equal to RHS. So let us go ahead with the solution here. So I will take this to the left hand side, it goes to the denominator. Overall we get 1 plus I to the power 2n divided by 1 minus I to the power 2n, this is equals to 1. We have 1 in the right hand side. Now this can be written as 1 plus I divided by 1 minus I whole to the power 2n which is equals to 1. Now the value of 1 plus I divided by 1 minus I will be I. Later you can simplify this by rationalization, 1 multiply and divide by 1 plus I and 1 plus I. So if we simplify this we get I to the power 2n which is equals to 1. So now consider the values of n and check which option is going to give us LHS equal to RHS. I will take the option 1 now. So the value of n it is 2. So here I to the power 2 into 2 it will be 4. I raised to 4 is equals to 1. That means option 1 is the correct answer. This implies the value of n equal to 2. The smallest positive integer n is nothing but 2. Option 1 is the right answer. Well, question number 17, it is if omega which is equals to minus 1 plus root 3 I divided by 2, then we will have to find the value of 3 plus omega plus 3 omega square whole raised to 4. So let us go ahead with the solution. So I'll take the given condition now, 3 plus omega plus 3 omega square whole to the power 4. So now in the first term and in the third term I can take 3 common now. So overall what do we get? If we take 3 common, we get 1 plus omega square plus omega then whole to the power 4. So we have taken 3 common in the first and the third term, and then second term must be written as it is. Now we know the property 1 plus omega square which is equals to 0, and from this 1 plus omega square will be minus omega. 1 plus omega square will be minus omega. So now 1 plus omega square can be replaced by minus omega. Minus omega into 3 will be minus 3 omega plus omega whole to the power 4. So now minus 3 omega plus omega will be minus 2 omega. Minus 2 omega to the power 4. So now this power applies to the first term as well as to the second term. Minus 2 raised to 4 will be 16. Then we get omega to the power 4. So 16 omega to the power 4 is nothing but omega. Check the options now. Option 3 is the right answer. Well, question number 18, it is the amplitude of 1 plus I root 3 divided by root 3 plus I is, and the 4 options are pi by 3, pi by 4, 2 pi by 3, pi by 6. Here amplitude is nothing but we will have to find the argument of the complex number. Let us take up the complex number here. So z which is equals to 1 plus I root 3 divided by root 3 plus I, and let us go for rationalization in the same step. Multiply and divide by the opposite sign of the denominator. Root 3 minus I divided by root 3 minus I. So now z which is equals to, multiply the numerators now, we get root 3 then minus I then plus I into 3 then plus into minus it will be minus, then I into I will be I square, that is also minus 1, we get plus here, then root 3 divided by, so root 3 plus I into root 3 minus I will be root 3 square minus I square. Overall we get 3 plus 1. So here z which is equals to root 3 plus root 3 will be 2 root 3, then 3i minus I will be 2i, then divided by it is 4. Now split this into 2 terms, 2 root 3 by 4 plus 2i by 4. Overall what do we have now? Z which is equals to root 3 by 2 plus root 3 by 2 plus 1 by 2i. Now we have to find the amplitude. That means we will have to find argument or amplitude of z which is equals to tan inverse y by x. What is y here? It is 1 by 2 divided by x means we can take up the reciprocal, that is going to be 2 by root 3. 2 get cancels. So overall we have tan inverse 1 by root 3. So that will be 30 degree. It is pi by 6. So the amplitude is going to be pi by 6. Option 4 is the correct answer. Well, question number 19, it is the modulus and amplitude of 1 plus 2i divided by 1 minus into the bracket 1 minus I the whole square r, and the 4 options are root 2 and pi by 6, 1 and 0, 1 and pi by 3, 1 and pi by 4. First we will have to simplify the given complex number and then we can find its modulus and amplitude. So z which is equals to 1 plus 2i divided by 1 minus, let us expand this now, it is in the form of a minus b the whole square. Expand and consider the minus sign. A square, it will be 1 square, that is 1. Then plus b square plus I square value is minus 1 and here we have the minus sign. So overall it is plus 1. Then now we will have to write minus 2ab minus 2i, and here you have the minus sign. We get plus 2i. So plus 1 minus 1 get cancelled. So we have z which is equals to 1 plus 2i divided by 1 plus 2i. Again these two get cancelled. So we have z which is equals to 1, and this 1 can be written as 1 plus I into 0. 1 plus I into 0. The modulus is going to be, modulus will be square root of a square plus b square. This is the value of a and this is the value of b. 1 square plus 0 square. 1 square plus 0 square. It will be 1. Then now amplitude. Amplitude will be, this is equals to tan inverse y by x, that is 0 by 1. 0 by 1. Tan inverse 0. 0 by 1 it is 0. Tan inverse 0 it will be 0. So overall the modulus is 1 and amplitude it is 0. Option 2 is the correct answer. The 20th question, it is the real part of z which is equals to 1 divided by 1 minus cos theta plus I sin theta is, and the 4 options are 1 divided by 1 minus cos theta, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 tan theta and 2. So let us go for rationalization. Z which is equals to 1 divided by 1 minus cos theta. So this is the real part, plus I sin theta. Sin theta is the imaginary part. So multiply and divide by the opposite sign of the denominator. We will have to multiply and divide by 1 minus cos theta, then minus I sin theta, divided by, so the same term, 1 minus cos theta, then minus I sin theta. I sin theta. So now z which is equals to, I will be writing the numerator as it is, 1 minus cos theta minus I sin theta, then the denominator, it is in the form of a plus b, and a minus b will be a square minus b square, divided by a square, it will be 1 minus cos theta the whole square, then minus b square. So I square sin square theta, I square value is minus 1. So we get, so plus sign here. So we get sin square theta. Then simplify the denominator, z which is equals to, so or else we'll do one thing. Now we will have to split this into two terms. 1 minus cos theta divided by the denominator, that will be the real part, and minus I sin theta divided by the denominator, that will be the imaginary part. Now we will have to find only the real part. So real part will be, real part of z which is equals to 1 minus cos theta divided by the denominator. Let us expand this now. So 1 square plus cos square theta, then minus 2 cos theta plus, write the sin square theta as it is. Sin square theta as it is. So now, so here cos square theta plus sin square theta value it will be 1. So 1 plus 1 it will be 2. Overall we have 2 minus 2 cos theta in the denominator. So which is equals to 1 minus cos theta. 2 minus 2 cos theta means we can write 2 times 1 minus cos theta. So these two get cancelled. The answer is 1 by 2. Check the options. Option 2 is the correct answer.